Well, have a look at this bed, folks. A little bit undersized and under-fertilised and really struggling. Now, I'm sure we've all experienced some time in our lives something like this. I can tell you I've experienced it more than enough times. Now, this is a bed that's really on the wind front. It cops all the southeasterly wind coming through and just gives it a hard time to develop. And the part about this is also I replanted the existing bed after I harvested with, you know, the zucchini. What have we got? A cucumber, a chili plant, and a really sad looking tomato. I did harvest a lot of lettuce out of here, which by comparison are a much easier plant to grow. But look at the soil. See, there's no mulch on here. This was done purposely, so don't think, oh, Vasily, you preach but you don't practice. I do practice, but in this case here, I haven't purposely to see just how long we can keep the same soil without replenishing it and see what sort of plant life we get out of it. And quite clearly, even the capsicum hasn't gone up or down. Part of the reason is the lack of moisture. This is a veggie pod, which is meant to hold moisture at the bottom. I dare say it does. I haven't checked. But the fact that we got a high wind coming through and those crazy spike in temperature weather has given us a hard time. So what do? Superfood, that's what I do. You can use your own favourite fertiliser, keep it organic. Well, natural, you know what I mean. It can be aged manure or things like that. First we've got to do is give it a light top dress, and this is something you should be doing with your garden bed every month. A light feed. See how light I'm going with this? And it doesn't have to be superfood. It can be just compost, take the weeds out. It can be compost, it can be another organic fertiliser if you like. My preference is our superfood. And you don't stop there. Once you've given it a feed, you've got to water it in. If you had pressure. The water's on somewhere else. We'll water in the garden because we're expecting some high temperatures again, folks, as I am for this poor little garden bed. So we hydrate it, don't mind the water pressure, and once we've done that, we mulch it. Now the mulch I'm using is from the batch I made earlier on, and it's been fermenting. Every day that goes past, it's like a good bottle of wine. It just matures even better and better. And that's our EcoButch and Liquid Gold. So it's going to get a feed at the same time. And we're going to monitor this to see how well it develops, what sort of reaction we get from these wonderful little baby plants that have struggled through the worst of climates and conditions. If we only had smell-o-vision. Now this bed here, folks, when I first planted it, we had a very, very good crop. We had a bumper crop come out of here. We had beetroot, we had onions, we had, I can't remember, lettuce as well, and other plants growing in there. And it's depleted, basically, and I had to see myself, for my own eyes, how long you can keep a garden bed without feeding it. Even if you had a bumper crop the first season, can you get a second one out of it? And clearly not. Yes, you're getting something out of it, but not as it should be. And I haven't finished mulching because I want to show you something else first. This is what it should look like, and this is what it would have looked like if I actually fed it at the beginning of the season, but I chose not to. And you can see by comparison, this is a giant zucchini plant, and they're an easy plant to grow, and capsicum, as you can see. And look at this pumpkin. It's gone out of control here. We've got a buttercup here. That's what we're growing here, and we've got at least half a dozen already on here. So I planted very late, folks, and at the end of the day, it's super healthy, and you can wet the leaves, no mildew on it, because they are super healthy because there's life in the soil. And that's what we've got to do, constantly feed our plants. It's not just about eating our plants, we've got to feed them as well so they can feed us. So folks, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter really what you're growing in your garden, and I know a lot of us are time poor, but for those who can, a feed once a month, and I mean a light feed. I'm not referring to big heavy amounts of fertilizers. I'm talking a light, very superficial top dress, whether it's compost or our superfood, and I obviously recommend our superfood above everything else because it has everything your plants need, and it'll just kick the microbes back into gear again and give the plants a better fighting chance to grow big, strong and healthy. You can find our products on our website, vasilysgarden.com, and don't forget, we're giving away that fruit and grape press, one a week, and we're drawing it on the Sunday of every weekend. So get your orders in and you go into the draw. Every order goes straight into the draw for a chance to win. And Theberton, folks, get your orders in because it's fast coming around before we're up there in South Australia to hand out our wonderful products and meet and greet everybody. vasilysgarden.com, everything you need every day. From me, Vasily, Maresi.